Hi, Leanna from Merlot. Welcome to Designing an Aran Sweater, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be completing the calculations so that we can do the fronts of the sweater. Let's get started. When it comes to the front of the sweater, you'll be doing very similar to what you did for the back. The difference is at your bust measurement, it's half the bust measurement. Take half of the measurement of your bust, multiply by your stitch gauge. Then take 90% of that, and that will be your cast on for the ribbing at the bottom of the sweater. Be sure that this number is divisible by 4. After you've done 2 inches of ribbing, you will be doing your increases on the last front row. Your increases will be the difference between the stitches required at the bust minus the stitches that you had to cast on. Go ahead and add those on the last front row of the ribbing. The first row from the chart is going to be on the back side. That's where you're setting yourself up for the design elements of your choice. Continue to knit until you've hit your H number, which is going to be right where you want the armhole to start. When it comes to the armhole, do exactly the same as you did for the back. For me, I cast off 3. Then every other row I was casting off 1 stitch 10 times. So my armhole took 13 stitches. Once the armhole has been completed, you'll be working on your neckline. Make sure that you know where your neckline is compared to where your armhole is, because you may be working on those simultaneously if you chose to have a lower neckline. For myself, I do 15 inches before I start my armhole. It's going to take me 3 inches to complete the armhole, giving me 18 inches. My neckline doesn't start until 18.5 inches from the hemline. So I know for myself, I will not be doing those simultaneously. To determine how many stitches you'll be removing at your neckline, we need to look at what was the full count of stitches that you had at the bust line, minus the stitches that you require for the armhole, minus the stitches that will be eliminated at the shoulder area. These will be the same as what you did for the back. So for myself, I started out with 64 here. I'm eliminating 13 for the armhole, and I need 26 stitches that will complete my shoulder area. This means I have 25 stitches to eliminate. Let's see how we are going to eliminate those stitches. The next measurement we need is to determine how many rows do we have in order to eliminate the stitches within the neckline. Measure from where you want the neckline to begin up to the shoulder area. Then multiply that number by your row gauge, and that is going to tell you how many rows there are in there. The next, you're going to take that number and divide by 2, because you're only going to be eliminating stitches every other row. In a neckline, the gentle slope is where you're eliminating only 1 stitch per row. And that's going to take up about 2/3 of the overall neck because we're doing a rounded neck. If I take 15 rows, 2/3 of that for me is 10. So I know that out of the 25 stitches I have to take out for the neck, 10 of them are used up here. That leaves me with 15 stitches to remove here. I also know that I only have 5 rows left to complete those. 15 stitches to remove, 5 rows. I'm going to eliminate 3 stitches 5 times, then 1 stitch 10 times to achieve my neck. Please note that you may very well be doing decreases on this side of the neckline at the same time that you're starting the decreases along the shoulder. When it comes to the shoulder, you're going to be eliminating those exactly the same as what you did for the back. So for myself, I had the 26 stitches where I did 8, then 8, then 10. Once you've cast off at the shoulder, you can block out this piece. Do exactly the same for the other front, but this time reversing the decreases. So you will be doing decreases starting on the wrong side instead of the front side. That completes the fronts of the sweater.